Hello everyone, welcome back YouTube and welcome to part 2 of IORC. This is a game I actually made. It's available on Steam now, you can find it. I wrote it myself, I did all the code, I did all the art. I got a bit of family help for the music. Not necessarily the best at any of those things at that point. This was again my first one that I finished and to what I consider the release date. So, to continue the story, to summarize quickly what happened last time, we've been inducted as the newest member of IORC, which is the Impact Orbital Rescue Crew. Sort of a organisation that's trying to stop space debris falling on people, but there's a war going on, and that means a lot more ships and things falling on the local towns. So it's up to us to make sure they don't hit the ground too hard and destroy everything. Fancy fine there, Blue. Yesterday, I'm genuinely impressed. Where did you learn to fly like that? The GAS flight school. GAS, wait, the Galactic Allied Shipping Company? Do you fly like a fighter pilot? Am I missing something here? I was recommended for the Navy after I beat some of their fastest shipping time records, and the training was going well, but I hate fighting. Ah, and that's why you'd apply here. Still, she's so quiet, especially for somebody who trained in the Navy. Did something happen while she was there? Oh, wait, we got incoming it. Oh, no. Oh, no, what's up? Wow, that's a lot of incoming. I think the casualty for that battle is starting to fall in earnest now. Get settled in for the long haul, Blue. Half the fleet's falling on us. They'll stop them all. Yeah, this is a big one. There's a lot coming down for this one. Yeah, long haul was a level that took me a lot of development to get right. Because it is a long haul. There's a lot happening on this level. And it goes on for a while. Be very careful not to lose health to silly hits. You might also notice on that one the electricity was alternating, so we couldn't just go for both straight away. We had to time it between the two. The debris doesn't come in too fast on this particular level, but it is sort of constant. Because it runs on for a while, I tended to find I started to make mistakes. So even I'm going to be a little bit careful on this one. Oh, whoa. Ow. Why did I do that? I even realised I was getting too close to it. And I still crashed into it. Was I magnetically drawn towards it or something? Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. Move on. Let's get the next one. Oh, water tank's out. Right, we need to refill. We are completely drained. We haven't let anything through yet, which is probably a good sign. I did also consider making level health permanent, making something that wouldn't come back between levels on each run. I didn't ultimately go with that because of some of the harder later levels, but certainly something I considered, and I don't know, maybe I could have put it in as a hard mode. I don't know, like an Iron Man mode where you have to go through in one go. I suppose it's not like I couldn't go back to this game and work on it some more, but at the moment, I've been focused on Sel Quinta, which is my newest release. Got that one. But they definitely were very different beasts to work on, the two games. This one was made in Unreal, Unreal 4, which was what was out at the time. And obviously there was a lot of coding, there was a lot of bug fixing. A lot of like having to learn stuff like UI and that I really sort of didn't understand. I didn't really care much for. The other one, which was on RPG Maker, was sort of very different because like it was a lot easier to make in some ways because it was like, oh, I just need like to make the content for it. I don't have to code the core systems. Even though I did add a few scripts to sort of expand the functionality. But on the other hand, there was also so much more of it that I had to make, and it is a much longer game by comparison than IORC. But my word, there was so much more, like, writing out stats for things, like, tweaking battles over and over again. There was so much more to do on that one, in a way, but it was totally different. So it's been a really interesting experience so far making my own games, and I'd like to make a career out of it. Obviously, like, I really want to, ideally, you know, have my job be something I actually enjoy. I don't want to be stuck doing a crummy desk job or something. Like, you know, I've known people who sort of ended up with that, and it's like, I don't want to do that. If I can avoid it, I'd like to do something fun. You know, I didn't go to uni and do 4 years of games design, including the masters, like, to not do something based on that. Although, weirdly enough, a lot of the other people that did the masters I know haven't ended up doing anything to do with gaming, which is weird, because you think after all that you'd at least really try on it, right? Like, and admittedly, I've had other friends who have tried to do stuff with gaming and had no luck. Like, I knew someone who, they got like a 6-month thing with someone, but then their company got shut down over COVID, which obviously is not their fault, but it kind of sucks, you know. Nobody wants that, really. But yeah, it's been interesting so far. And in terms of development, IORC took, I think, a little, probably to get it from start to release, even if development didn't take quite this long, probably took about a year. And that was about the same for Sel Quinta as well. And even though I've made some assets for it already, I wouldn't be at all surprised if part 2 of Sel Quinta, because it's going to be a multi-part thing, and I'm going to be working on part 2 as the next game we make. I wouldn't be surprised if part 2, which is going to be Sel Mounter, although I don't know the subtitle for it yet, also takes about a year. I think that seems to be about how long it takes you to make these sort of indie games at the moment. I could do something much simpler, of course. I could try and make a very simple game that I could code a lot faster, but I haven't really had any stellar ideas for what that would be yet, so if I come up with something, maybe I'll give it a try, but we'll see. Anyway, we're done with Long Haul. Let's move on. Yeah, after all that, I think sums it up about right. I thought that rated debris would never end. Must have been even more tying. Oh, must have been even more tiring up there, actually flying around it. Sorry, I had a brain fart moment there, reading my own dialogue again. Even I don't think I've had to chase that down that much in such a short time. Sat down on the ground next to Blue, gently patting her head. You're doing great though, Blue, seriously. I can't imagine how many would have died by now if we hadn't had you with us. If anyone would still try to fly for us, but I'm not up to it anymore, not properly. Back when it used to fly, we didn't have shield generators. They made them for ships the size of yours, but only the Navy had access to them. Got nailed by a falling beam that broke off a piece of debris one time, punched right through the hull, and took my arm off above the elbow. Managed to crash land well enough in the water to make it back, and got good cybernetics to take its place, but it's just not the same. Just can't feel the controls like I used to, and it's heavy as anything when you need fine control. I'm sorry, losing the ability to fly like this, so... Oh, don't worry, I still fly, just can't run missions. Ain't nothing gonna keep me from getting up there, arm or not. Now, what's the verdict on the next set of debris? Now the defensive line was breached, but it's bringing down a pair of drone ships with it, and our class I don't recognise. They've got reactors too, rather than normal supercapacitors, which means either one of them hit the ground and, well, boom. You're up, Blue. Stop the ship safely and come back to us in one piece, okay? We all believe in you. Boss number 2. And yes, there's 2 of them this time. And they're big fellas. It's also often best to get a little bit of a look at the debris so you know what you're working with before you start trying to fight it. This one looks like we've got massive fuel tank fire. Ow. Well, I hit what I was aiming for, but got hit as well. Looks like the shields are on the core section. Alright, shields cut. Let's get those 2 detached engines, and then we've got to go chase the next one. Looks like it's coming down on the same orbital path. Or re-entry path, I should say, I guess. Another little clue for when you made debris safe is you might notice the smoke trail stops. There'll be a little bit of a quick visual aid. Let's wait for that to pass us, and then the other one, and then we can slip through. Out. And clip the gun. Whoops. Because some of the debris pieces slow down when you knock them off, sometimes your best bet is to separate it and then leave it and get the ones at the front. So obviously they're closest to the water. And one last bit to go. Well, that was closer to the water than we've been so far, but it all worked out in the end. How you doing, Blue? I kind of flying can't have it easy on you. So tired, but I think I'm okay. Could do with some sleep. You deserve it. Go get some now. We'll wake you up if you need it. You've already done so much for us. If there's anything else we can do to help. Hello? Can anyone repeat? Can you hear me? This is IORC ground control. We hear you. We'll try to boost the signal. Please repeat. I hear you, ground control. This is Erica from the high altitude division. My ship is damaged and currently falling. Please send help. Debris coming down here is explosive. Explosive? Yeah, from the data tech sent me, a lot of the current debris is from refueling ships that were attacked en route to the main fight. And apparently a lot of it is still full of fuel. I'll mark spots of that kind of debris with a blue marker. Shoot it with your railgun, but keep back from the blast. Shoot blue markers on debris with railgun, keep back from the explosion. I'm on my way, Erica. I stayed for the back of our ship at the yellow water tank. That's probably the safest place. Seems like even IORC itself is starting to take damage from this fight. Yes, it's a boss marker, but today it is tiny. Wait, that's not the meteor buster. You're from IORC. You managed to get a shoot on my ship? Thank you so much. You saved my life. No problem. Hey, just a heads up though. Some of the debris that's been coming down there has been shooting back at us. I don't think there's any at the moment, but keep an eye on, okay? Talk some more at ground level, eh? I want to thank you in person. Not usually a good sign when the space debris is actually still firing on you, but yes, that is indeed an issue. Yeah, so we've got to be a little bit careful of that, because that will damage our ship if we get caught up in that. Well, this one's a big one. Have to sort of J-turn away from it. Oh. No, don't hit the... don't hit the fan. Fan? The aerial even, or antenna, or whatever you call it. Right. Oh, I was about to say I think we got it, but I should not have opened my mouth. There's another one still. Oh. I especially should not open my mouth. I'm not actually going to hit the target. Let's get this one in one go. Or nearly one go, anyway. And boom. Easy. Did everything? No, there's another one. Oh, this looks like it could be big. See a little fire trail coming off of it. I think this is a large one. Whoa. Oh, yes, this is a big one. Welcome to one of the game's largest pieces of debris. An entire fuel tanker. You can just about hide in this little safe spot here. Between the tanks. Yes, this one's going to take a little bit of picking apart. Nothing that can't be handled, though. I do love that one. I like making a model for it, and I like that particular little encounter. Ah, nice. Got to spend a whole day of nothing. Oh, sorry. What is it with me reading my own dialogue wrong? Ah, nice that we got a whole day of nothing yesterday after all those fuel ships, eh? Can't believe you got a whole tanker falling on you. I've never seen that. Yeah, she was lucky too. It was mostly empty. How's your new friend doing, Blue? She seemed really happy that you helped her out there. Though, considering I suppose that makes sense. Erica? She's doing well. Taking some time off. Ah, good. Meteor Buster 6, her ship, is completely out of action for now, so it's not like there's much she can do at the moment. We didn't have any spares, and now we've lost one. Still, good news. That big battle, it finally ended. At last. I thought it'd never end. I don't suppose that means we get to take some time off? Not quite, I'm afraid. There's a whole lot of debris hanging around up there that's going to be falling for a while. Plus, I'm getting some rumours, weird ones. Some along the lines of what Erica was saying, ships being shot out by debris, and some about stolen mining equipment? Mining equipment, you say? That sounds oddly familiar. I feel I remember something there. At least I'm asking around about that. How's the war itself going, Tech? It's nearly over, finally. The drone fleet critically overreached in that battle. They threw everything into it, and while it worked for a bit, they were worn down by the Navy's static defense platforms. The Navy will be bombarding their base within the week unless some miracle happens to them. For today, though, Blue, you've got work to do. Debris of almost all sorts coming, some big, some small. There isn't masses of it, but it's all coming down almost at once, so there's a lot of high-velocity debris coming down in roughly the same place. Take care out there. Yeah, today we get to deal with a lot at once. I believe this level might be a crossfire. Yeah, where the debris sort of almost streaming down the high-velocity stuff. Which means there's a sort of a couple of sort of dangerous lanes almost that are risky to travel through. Okay. Around we go to the next one. Ooh, shielded at the back. Okay. So I'm going to have to split this one in two to get any good shots on it. Ow. I thought that shield would go with it, I'm going to be honest. How to deal with the back end. Okay, one down. Oh yeah, we've got a lot coming down at once. We better hurry up. Water tank's getting a little low as well. We might, we're going to risk taking a little longer, and we're going to take a quick dip to refill and then go back up. Alright, one more. Oh, we're getting really close. The bottom of the water, the mini-map is pretty much sea level. Okay. A little bit close, but we got it. Onwards we go. That was a lot to deal with at once, but you pulled it off superbly, Blue. At this rate, you'll even surpass my own flight record. I can't say I'm not a little jealous. Tech, how are we doing? I think I hit skip dialogue there by accident. Did I not? I did hit skip dialogue. I clicked the wrong button. Okay, I thought that was weird. The maintenance crew got back to us on Meteor Buster 6. It looks like it did indeed take damage from flak fire as well as explosives, which confirms our worst fear. Some of the Navy debris still has active turrets, and their defense systems are damaged enough they'll shoot at anything near them. So that means if Blue goes up there and debris like that comes down, she'll be shot at, yeah. Do we have any specs for those guns? Any information? Our pilots are not combat pilots. Being shot at is not in their job description, and I will not send them up there if they look at all likely to be shot down. Well, we've got bits from both publicly available information and footage analysis. The guns are firing flak rounds built entirely for space combat, and they're not working properly in Earth's atmosphere. Additionally, their tracking looks to be heavily reduced by the atmosphere too. In effect, their range, firepower, accuracy, and tracking speed is massively reduced. Erica's shields would have protected her, but they've been worn down by other debris. A direct hit from a shell would be comparable to being hit by a piece of debris, and their range is almost nothing, practically point blank. I'll still go. Blue, you know how dangerous this is, even compared to normal, right? If you're hit with your shields down, you'll... But if it hits the ground at full speed and it's still full of all that ammunition, everyone would be at risk, right? And you as well. I suppose I can't deny that, but just be careful out there, Blue, okay? And you'd better come back to me in one piece, okay? We'd all miss you if... Up we go. Yeah, so the debris shouldn't back at us now. Here we go. Yes, you might notice the pair of guns on this one. Ow. Which, yes, will hurt you if you get hit. Fun fact, these actually track in 3D space, so their shots can't actually fly off into the background. Ow. Also, fun fact, I'm spending too long taunting the active gun turrets, apparently. Ow. It's going to be my first loss at this rate. If I keep flying like this. But yeah, so you can probably tell I was trying to go for a bit of an, like I said, as I said, I was inspired by Luftrausers. I was also trying to go for a bit of an arcadey feel with this one. Not so much to go as including like a score and life count and everything, but I tried to make it something like simple to pick up and play and get the hang of, but a bit tricky to master, which half worked. A lot of people I gave to test this quite enjoyed it. But a few people couldn't get their head around the controls. They something to do with like the right and left. Just apparently they just couldn't get their head around, and there was kind of nothing I could really do about that. I just had to sort of accept it. Like, I suppose I could have tried to add an alternate control scheme, but quite honestly, I couldn't think of one. I could not at all work out how I'd actually do that. And I figured like the people that were struggling tended to be the people that didn't play as many video games anyway. So I figured it'll probably be okay, right? And that is kind of... I might as well talk about this since I've been going on a bit about making games. That's kind of another part of game design. Sometimes you just have to accept that there needs to be a good enough point, if that makes sense. A point where you're like, this maybe isn't ideal, but it works, and kind of you might be either short on time, or it might be that like it's taking too much effort to do, or you can't work it out, and you might just have to accept like... Oh, sorry, knocking the cables. You might just have to accept like, we'll just have to go with this because nothing else is working. Man, my fiddly cable. We didn't do well there. We only got 1 star, but we did get through. Ugh. Oh, hey Blue, can't sleep? Trying to, but yeah. How's things? They're okay. I'm on night watch today. I'm glad you made it back after that last flight. I get nervous enough when people go out with normal debris, and yet you manage to keep on flying every time, even as it gets worse. How do you manage it? I can't not. When I was in the Navy, a friend of mine, Talan, was shot down on the day I wasn't flying. If I'd been there, I could have helped him, I'm sure. I don't want anyone else to die when I could have helped them, or because of me. I suppose that explains why you never got past training. I can't complain, you're doing this for a good cause, but... No, you already know, I think, don't you? And if I really want to help you, I should support you, shouldn't I? Not tell you not to go. Thank you, Analyzer. Oh, I mean, Mary. Oh, your screen? Oh, here we go again. No rest today. Let's see. Debris incoming, and a lot of it is flagged as armed by the high altitude team. No one else is awake, so you'll have to sortie, Blue. Good luck up there. And when you make it back, you like movies, right? There's a new superhero film out this weekend, SB3, Wrath of the Mechanical Queen. You I'd love to actually. It's a date then. Get going then, Blue. Don't keep me waiting, and take care up there. Well, we've got something to come back for now, so we better not get ourselves killed. But clear skies all around. Debris nugget. I know this might be Crossfire with the debris coming down in a sort of X shape. I remember some of the level names off the top of my head, but not all of them. Oh. Oh man, I really need to stop recording videos when I've got videos about to finish rendering. Yeah, I am blessed in having a reasonably... Oh! I did not see that gun turret there. I'm blessed having a reasonably good PC that can record and edit at the same time. It's not the fastest at any one thing, but it is a good multitasker. We're also falling behind because that debris is nearly at the ground. Go! Oh. Ow. There were a lot of gun turrets on that one I saw. Yeah, you might notice exploding debris just disappears once it explodes. That is considered safe enough. Oh boy. Many gun turrets on this one. Hey, and we're clear. That was another one that was interesting to try and balance out, was the gun turrets. Like, how fast should they trek? How fast should the shots go? Like, how, like, long range should they be? That's another one that was kind of weird to do. I think I ended up trying to get it so the range is basically what was on screen. Anyway. That week's leave couldn't come fast enough. Looks like our backup team managed to avoid getting the city burned down while we were away. How was the film, you two? Oh, it was great. Blue picked a good one. So many good finish lines. That finishing blow recipe is like... but beyond any of that, the reason I can't... No, I won't forgive you. It's for making the girl I love cry. Still gives me shivers. We're going to get together and watch the whole series at some point. Good. Tech, how are we looking? The drone fleet's base has come under heavy bombardment from the Navy. There'll be a peace treaty signed by the end of the week if the news does it right. And yet, weirdly enough, there's no sign of their fleet. They basically ran for it rather than moving to defend their headquarters. Eh? The drones can't be scared, right? They're automated. Why would they be throwing them at the Navy to break their offense? Unless... I did do some looking into the rumours of mining equipment. There are apparently some major thefts from the Centauri fleet. They apparently did hijack something pretty major, but I couldn't find out any info about, well, exactly what it was. The asteroid mining fleets are up in arms about it, though, threatening each other, readying fleets, and throwing accusations of giving away its location to the drones. You don't think it could be a splitter, could you? They do a number on even a whole fleet if you set one off in the right place. I sure hope not. Setting one of those off quite close to their own base would be suicide, even from orbit, and yet... We'll keep an eye on it. Any debris incoming today? Yes, and it's bad. We had a collision with some knocked out ships in orbit and their wrecks are falling. 3 ships, 2 drone, 1 Navy, and some fragments from 2 more. Active reactors at all 3. Yeah, it's boss number 3. Hello? Hello? Anyone? This is Pablo from the high altitude team. Call sign Media Buster 2. My ship's engines and radio have malfunctioned. I'm losing thrust at altitude. And Ota from Media Buster 1 is missing. She hasn't reported in. She gave a report about being under attack, but I think only I heard it, requesting help. Blue, you're up. Bring those ships and our crew down safely. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Lots going on today. Oh. Speaking of. Whoa. Wow, that chute launcher has a heck of a kick behind it, huh? Thanks for the save. Keep an eye out for Oda if you can, okay? I will. I think this is her here, actually. Yeah. What? The ship stopped responding. You alright? Oh, you're Blue, right? From the low altitude team? I'm okay. I think I must have hit my head on the console. There was something vital I had to tell you all, but it's all a bit fuzzy. Don't worry, I'll get to the medical crew when I'm down. Thank you, Blue. Here it comes. And it's heavily shielded. Ow. Yeah, gotta watch the drone ships. A lot of their ships are painted black, and it can be hard to see what's going on in the smoke clouds. Yeah, all 3 of these bosses were designed around firing some quite tight maneuvering, if I remember correctly. Fun fact with these ships as well, they're also all modular. Or rather, the drone ships are, not so much the Navy ships. So they can actually be stacked together, so I can create different ship configurations. You probably already kind of noticed that, but they're all using the same width of column and everything. That could be another good little design tip if you can kind of design multi-purposeness into your everything. And that one didn't want to stick. This debris is a little fickle. We have to fly through this gap. Oh! Do not get caught like that. Oh boy. We're taking more damage than I want to be, considering we've got one left still. I think. Yeah, there's one left. I believe this one shoots at us. So we're going to have to be really careful not to get hit this time, so otherwise we're going to cook it. Yeah, it does. Gun frigate. Yeah, trick with the gun turrets is usually just keep moving. Do not let them get a lock on you. And also, in some like that, you can stay out of their firing angle, hide behind the ship. But with this one, there is no blind spot. Hey, we got it. Just. That was a little too close. Oh boy. Right. We'll call that there for part 2. Part 3 will be the finale, because I am aware of how much is left. Hopefully you've all been enjoying so far. If you want to give it a try, that's absolutely the best way to support the channel that there is. And there will be links to the trailer, which will also have links to the Steam page in the description. Bye for now.